Today's MetroNews television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Our summery stretch does continue for us on Tuesday with more heat and sunshine. A cold front into Wednesday puts an end to the 90s and kicks off an active stretch with daily shower and thunderstorm potential Wednesday through Sunday. Widespread accumulation in this period in the 1 to 2 inch range. Locally, that 2-inch potential is in the deeper purples toward Clarksburg and Morgantown. So Monday afternoon and evening, a few thunderstorms that may be capable of some damaging winds. That's the risk there. Looking to the East Panhandle. Widespread storms mostly to our west on Tuesday, and then we'll see this across much of the region on Wednesday, once more looking east for any storms that may be capable of doing a little bit of damage. 7 p.m. into the evening here, a few thunderstorms possible, then that fizzles out and will stay pretty quiet for most of the day on Tuesday, eventually looking west for the arrival of some showers and thunderstorms, but for the most part that'll hold off until the morning hours on Wednesday. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. The same cold front coming for us will bring much cooler conditions for Chicago as early as Wednesday. It will be Thursday that you feel the cool down in D.C. and New York, but mid-90s each day if you're in Tampa. Panhandle forecast. Very mild tonight, these lows around 67 to 69 degrees north or closer to daily average highs, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Looking east, where we will similarly stay in mid to upper 60s overnight, but highs here, 96 Charlestown, looking to Petersburg for 95 for your Tuesday. We'll see widespread 60s overnight. Snowshoe, a quote cooler spot with 61 tonight and only 80 on Tuesday. But a lot of us will find ourselves in the 90s. Similarly, Lewisburg, Union, near 60 tonight, but those areas will also be flirting with 90 for our Tuesday. 92 Charleston, and we'll see cooler but not cold conditions behind that cold front.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Five, three.
Rag 57, Rag 57, hot.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie kicks a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Sportsline for Monday. Thanks for joining us. We're all here in the studio. Kyle Wiggs, Greg Hunter, Brad Howe. After an exciting baseball weekend for the Mountaineers, they win the series over TCU. They take momentum into the Big 12 Conference Tournament coming up in Arizona this week. Also in Arizona this week, going on as we speak. Actually, the first round is complete. I believe all the teams, well, there's 2 teams still out on the course, but the WVU golf team beginning its regional out in Arizona. We'll give you the numbers on that. First of all, good evening.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, guys.
I find this hard to believe that this golf regional is in Arizona, and when I drove in today, my automobile outside temperature gauge read 92. It's 88 in Arizona. It is hotter in Morgantown today than it is in Arizona.
Well, that's about right because it was darn near snowing on Thursday. So give it about 36 hours and we're in the 90s. Here we go.
And it's going to be hotter in Morgantown tomorrow than it is in Arizona. The high projected, at least according to AccuWeather, the high projected for Arizona is 90 tomorrow, and it's going to be 93, a new record for that day, or at least that's the projection in Morgantown. So hotter in Morgantown than it is in Arizona. Now, next week it's going to be like 104 in Arizona. So it'll get back to normal really quick.
Just in time for baseball to roll in.
Right, for baseball to come in. That's exactly right. So tonight, we'll update the numbers on WVU Golf in the regional, and we're scheduled to be joined by Reese Bassinger of the Mountaineer baseball team. He picked up the win in Saturday's series-clinching victory. West Virginia's come from behind win, 3 runs in the 8th inning in the rain, and Bassinger earned the win by going 3 2/3 innings, and he's scheduled to join us on the Sportsline.
Yeah, he's dealing. And again, we'll say it again. The pitching and the defense was outstanding over the weekend. These starting pitchers for West Virginia have had just superstar years, all of them across the board. And then Reese comes in and was a shutdown guy and held the line yesterday until West Virginia could break through in the rainstorm there. That probably didn't hurt the Mountaineers there when things started happening there, as that rain really started coming down pretty good. But heck of a comeback yesterday to win that series.
And again, the defense, you get completely spoiled by it, because they entered the series with 5 consecutive errorless games, and Thursday was the 6th. And then they were only charged with 1 error on Friday, but there probably should have been 1 more. The point is they make a couple errors. What's wrong? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like they're human beings.
Well, and then you get catches like Schoenfield out in center field. What an unbelievable catch. Full speed, straight towards dead center, fully extended, catches it, bounces off the wall, makes the catch. Yeah, you're right. This defense has been tremendous to back up excellent pitching, and generally those two things go together. And if you're getting both sides of that coin, you're in pretty good shape.
Then the Schoenfeld play, he turns around and has the presence of mind to try to double the guy off.
Yeah.
After making one of the best catches all year in college baseball, he turns around and tries to pick the guy off first base.
And you think about the center fielders West Virginia's had in recent vintage. We had a chance a couple weeks ago to talk to one of the elite in Victor Scott, but they've had some center fielders who could track a baseball, and certainly Schoenfeld's right up there with some of the spectacular plays he's had.
He is, and guys, add him to the list of the growing number of D2 players that have walked right into this not only team but league and been instant impact all-conference caliber dudes. Schoenfeld's been one of those this year.
And again, Reese Bassinger is going to join us. He's a transfer from Tarleton State, so transfers from every level coming in and having impact and doing great things for the Mountaineer baseball team. So we'll have that conversation coming up. As far as the regional goes, West Virginia was in really good shape for a while, but fell off towards the end, and the Mountaineers finished their round 7 over par. So that puts them currently in 10th place. The top 5 advance to the NCAA championships. So your top 5 right now, Arizona and Oklahoma State tied for first. They're 11 under. LSU is in 3rd place, 9 under. Arkansas State is in 4th place, 7 under. And Duke is in 5th place, 6 under. So there's your top 5 right now. This extends through Wednesday, right? 3 rounds?
3 rounds.
So
Three
this
rounds.
is
2 more to go.
Yeah, this is through round 1. Arizona, Oklahoma State, LSU, Arkansas State, and Duke are your top 5. And Duke in 5th place at 6 under. West Virginia at 7 over. So the Mountaineers are 13 shots out of that number 5 spot. In between them, Alabama, 2 under par, Tarleton State +3, Clemson +4, St. Mary's +4, and then West Virginia in there at +7. And again, this is the who's who of college golf. You've got Clemson ranked in the top 40 in the country. You've got Oklahoma State ranked 5th. You've got LSU ranked 8th. You've got Alabama 20th, Duke 29th, Arizona 18th, Arkansas State in the top 50 as well. So all of those ranked teams, and West Virginia 13 shots out of that number 5 spot, but with 2 rounds to go.
Yeah, West Virginia was cooking for a while. Got as high as 3rd in this round when I was watching it earlier, and they were rolling, and they were in that top 5 or 6 for a lot of that first round, or the first 9 holes at least, into the back 9, and then ran into some trouble. Individually, Westy McCabe and Nicholas Tarowski both under par for the day. McCabe goes -3 on the day, Tarowski -2 on the day. So you think you'd get a bounce back coming from guys like Jack Michael and Caleb Wilson coming tomorrow. So West Virginia's got some work, but there's still a lot of golf to be played, and hopefully they can make a little bit of a run starting tomorrow.
First text into the show, texter asks when the regionals begin. Well, the Selection show is 1 week from today.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be noon Eastern time on Memorial Day on ESPN2, I believe. So as Greg, you pointed out, the 16 regional hosts will be announced Sunday.
I don't know what time, but Sunday they'll announce the regional hosts. As you said, then they'll announce the complete bracket on Monday. The regionals will start. Some will start Thursday, some will start Friday. Sort of like the NCAA basketball tournament. Not everybody starts the exact same time.
But you got some significant baseball before we get to that point, right?
Yeah.
With the Big 12 tournament coming this week, and West Virginia can obviously continue to help itself. Getting to this weekend, listen, guys, they did what we thought they had to do. Go get 5 of 6 over the Kansas and TCU weekends, and you probably put yourself in pretty good position there, and they did exactly that. So you can go look at some of the RPIs, some of the projections. There's some that have them just out. There's others that have them in their hosting. So they have certainly taken care of business at this point, ending that regular season.
So for both of you, does West Virginia still have work to do in Surprise, Arizona? Do they still need a win to assure themselves of a regional host?
I say you're in. I thought Saban's afterwards, and you can go find it online if you didn't. I thought he made the case as well as you can make it. One of the best leagues in America, 21 wins in this conference, a game out of first place in this league. Yeah. This is a hosting situation if I've ever seen one. So yes, I realize I'm going in with gold and blue glasses too. I get the bias, but this team has done what it needs to do to host a regional, in my opinion.
Kansas wins the regular season championship for the first time in school history by 2 games. I think Kansas and West Virginia both host. I don't think you can give Kansas a regional and not give West Virginia a regional. So I think they both are in a position to host.
Agree.
Now, having said that, there's games to be played, as you point out, Brad. This tournament starts tomorrow. Starts tomorrow with the 4 lowest seeds playing. 2 teams didn't make it. Arizona didn't make it. They won the thing last year.
Yeah, what a shocking bad year that the Wildcats had.
They've been to regionals 5 years in a row and won the Big 12 tournament last year. They're out, along with Houston, which is really no surprise, even though they took a game from West Virginia in the series here. Houston was as least talented of a Big 12 team as I've seen.
And real quick, that's an example, though, when people talk about West Virginia's non-conference RPI, that's one of the ones that's hurting them, right?
Yes.
West Virginia made that point to play Arizona when they were out there in a non-conference game, and now Arizona's no good. Columbia was another one that you thought was going to be really good, won the Ivy, brought most of their guys back. They didn't turn out to have their season. So, but the Arizona one, to me, is a really big ding, and there's nothing you could do about it. That was a smart scheduling spot that didn't work out for West Virginia.
Who would have thought that was a team? Remember, just 2 years ago, West Virginia went to Arizona for a regional. They were hosting a regional.
Correct.
And West Virginia went out there, won that. It ended up in a super regional. But, I mean, that program's elite and didn't get there. Brad, I making further ado of your point, Marshall and Penn State numbers are really bad in the RPI as well, and that's what has drug West Virginia down a bit.
Well, again, the scheduling philosophy, which is not going to change. I mean, you've got non-conference for as much as you travel in the league, you've got to play Marshall, Penn State, and Pitt in those non-conference games because they agree to play you 3 times. I mean, that sets the whole thing up when you play those teams 3 times each, home, road, and neutral. Okay, so the tournament starts tomorrow. You've got your 4 lowest seeded teams in. BYU and Texas Tech, that's 9 versus 12. Utah against Kansas State, that's 10 versus 11. That's the game West Virginia pays attention to because the winner advances to play TCU, the 7 seed, and West Virginia will play the winner of that game. So we could have a West Virginia-TCU rematch Thursday in Arizona.
I don't know that I love that. I like some separation when you're playing. I don't want to turn around and play a team you just played.
Plus, TCU's got really good pitching, as we just saw. I mean, you're going to see one of the two between Lance Davis and Tommy Lepore. And Lance Davis, the freshman, threw a 3-hit shutout against you, and Lepore was pretty good. West Virginia hit 2 balls hard against him in the 2nd inning and got 2 runs, and that was it.
Yeah.
So you're going to see one of those 2 guys, whoever they pitch Wednesday. Obviously, they'll pitch the other one on Thursday. So, I'm not crazy about that either. It looked for a long time like it was going to be Cincinnati in that 7 seed. Cincinnati moved up on Saturday, and TCU moved into that number 7 spot. So the tournament starts with 2 games on Tuesday, the 2 games on Wednesday, single-bye teams, TCU and Baylor play, and then all the double-bye teams will play on Thursday, including West Virginia Your double bye teams, Kansas, WVU, Arizona State, UCF, Oklahoma State, and Cincinnati. All those teams got double byes into the quarters. And this is single elimination now, and that's extremely intelligent because you don't want your pitching staff torn up heading into the regionals.
Totally agree. That's what that tournament should be. You don't need to have that thing be a double elimination and be out there grinding through all your staff with the NCAAs coming right up. So go out, take your shots, win a couple games, and get ready for regionals.
304 Talk 304, that's the text line. We'll take a break. We're scheduled to be joined by Mountaineer pitcher Reese Bassinger as the Sportsline, the CityNet statewide Sportsline, will continue from the Health Plan Studios. Since 1979, the Health Plan has called West Virginia home. From humble beginnings, they've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming a part of its fabric. For over 4 decades, they've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, proudly serving West Virginia for over 40 years. The Health Plan.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The Health Plan. We are here for you.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps. And never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
I'm Sergeant R.A. Marsh.
And this is Trooper Goodman with the West Virginia State Police.
When working traffic across West Virginia, responding to crashes involving death or injury is the toughest part of our job.
Around here, we're experts at survival, so we know the importance of buckling up.
When you don't buckle up,
you increase your risk of dying in a crash.
Why do we enforce seatbelt laws?
It's not about writing tickets, it's about saving lives.
Come on, West Virginia, we can do this. Please, always buckle up.
A message from the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
sitting at Statewide Sportsline for this Monday night. Thanks for joining us. We're inside the Health Plan Studios. Kyle Wiggs along with Greg Hunter and Brad Howe. And we are joined by Mountaineer pitcher Reese Bassinger. Reese got the win for West Virginia with great relief work, 3 2/3 innings of relief as he came in for Chance and Cole. And West Virginia came from behind on Saturday to beat TCU 6-4 and win that series. And Reese, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, so anybody obviously who was there or watching on TV knows that it was pretty miserable conditions in that game for a while you were in there. It rained various degrees during that time. So what kind of a challenge is that for you as a pitcher and for the team overall to try to finish out a game in those conditions?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it with the rain, especially playing on turf. You got to slide earlier, make sure you're not sliding past the bag, which happened to one of their guys. You have to make sure when you're grabbing the ball on like a ground ball, it's going to hit the water a lot on the turf. So you got to grab it with your whole hand instead of just the 2 fingers before you throw it. Make sure it's a little dry. Making sure that I have a dry ball or a dry-ish ball to throw every time. So if I'll throw more balls out if I need to, because, one swing and one pitch can change the game. So just making sure that I'm staying focused on, what's going to help me succeed and just figure out the rest later.
So, Reese, I'm interested in terms of practice sessions. Football, they have wet ball drills. I mean, they'll dunk footballs in a bucket of water and go out there because you're going to have to play in it. But what about baseball? Do you guys go out in that kind of weather because at some point you may play in it?
Yeah, we'll practice in it. We've practiced, and I've thrown in snow since I've been here. I've thrown in, I swear I've thrown in hail. I've thrown in rain. Like, it's that we make, like we say it all the time. I don't know I don't really think it's a joke, but we always say, like, when things like that happen, it's advantage Mountaineers, just because, like, we feel like we train the hardest and that we're the toughest. So it's like when things like that happen, like, Coach Oni will look at me and he'll be like, "Oh, it's raining." Like, advantage Mountaineers. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I would agree with that because I feel like it's something to play in the rain, but then once you're telling yourself that, oh, you can't succeed because you're playing in the rain, you've basically already lost. So the idea is in my head just to think about it like it's any other game. Like, I'm going to throw with a dry ball. It might be raining around here, but I'm going to leave that up to the infielders to figure out how to throw the wet ball. I know they'll take care of me back there.
I like that. Speak it into existence, and that's worked. I like that. Get a mindset there. All right, let's talk about how hot you've been personally lately. You're really throwing your best ball here late. And if I've done my math right, you've gotten 29 outs over the last 33 batters you've faced, and you're on a scoreless run of 9 2/3 innings. So what's been working for you really since the Marshall game in particular, where you've been basically lights out over these last 3 games you've appeared?
Oh, thank you. So, Kansas State, I came in, which was right before the Marshall game, kind of got hit around a little bit. I thought I was executing pitches, but I felt like I was lacking a little bit of that, intensity, which has not been like a part of my game for the last 4 years. I've kind of just gone in there and tried to make quick outs and stuff. And now, higher leverage situations for me, it's been like, trying to bring the fire. It's kind of like a thing that I say is like I try to bring the fire without like being like overkill. And so, after Kansas State, I kind of just decided like, Marshall, I'm going to go in there and, treat like it's the World Series. And then Kansas, I really wanted to beat Kansas at Kansas. Like, that was something that was super cool. So it's like, I want to go out there and get the ball and make sure that the ball doesn't get taken from me. And then same thing, I try to bring it into TCU, being from the Dallas area. It was just like, I want to beat TCU. They were the biggest team in the world when I was growing up. But it's all like, it looks good on the stats, but then you think about like times like when Paul Schoenfeld makes a diving catch that should never get caught and makes a double play that keeps from scoring a run, and Tyrus Hall and Matt Gravelin and throwing people out, and you got Kelly making a bouncing play off of Kresser's leg and throwing it to me at first base. Like, there's so much defense that goes into what's going on that people like. I don't think it's overlooked, but I think people don't talk about it enough, like how good defensively that we are. And so when I know that I can just be in the zone, and even if a ball, does get lasered at somebody, I have a good idea that, Paul Schoenfeld's back there jumping into a wall and celebrating or doing something cool. So it's definitely made it easier to throw when I have those guys behind me. So just kind of going in there and just trying to execute each pitch, and if the ball gets hit, then I feel pretty good about it.
Well, listen, you've had great defense. There's no doubt. We've talked about it a lot, and you're absolutely right. But you've played this game long enough to know too. You get screwed on some bloopers and some wind-aided home runs. So as you know, you never apologize for that, Reese. You just take the great defense and clap your guys on the back, and you move on.
Absolutely, I've had my fair share of jam shot hits and bloop home runs. It feels like it's every time, but I've really been thinking about trying to not let things like that compound on each other. So if I walk a guy, the next guy, it has to be an out, or if I give up a hit, the next guy has to be an out. I've tried to make sure that doesn't just keep going down a spiral, which has happened to me before.
Mm-hmm. I think Mountaineer fans are very educated on this defense. Coach Sabins has pointed it out at every turn, almost to the point, Reese, that we're spoiled because going into Friday, it was 5 consecutive games without an error, and then you make an error, and it's like, what? Which is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Yeah. But it's been airtight the last 3 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been both my years, too. Last year, every time a ball got hit off me, Skylar King was either diving for it or Armani was robbing a home run at Ohio State and throwing the guy out at first base and getting me out of an inning. It felt like every single, ball that was hit, they were catching. And that's something that's been so cool. I actually looked at it this morning, and we led the Big 12 in fielding percentage on the year. And that's just, crazy to think about because, it's 14 teams. That's hard to do. And we've been so good and defensively that I don't want to jinx it, but I want to take it into the rest of the year. But that's just something that we work on so much that it's not a surprise for the guys that are on the team.
So, Reese, everybody has an interesting backstory. You're a Texas kid, as you mentioned, transferred from Tarleton State. So how did this course get you to West Virginia?
Yeah, so I started out at Odessa College. I walked on there, which was a junior college in West Texas, and then my roommate at the time talked to the coach at Tarleton after he had committed and basically convinced him to offer me. So then I ended up, taking the offer there. And then I played a year there. I hopped in the portal because I thought I could play at a bigger school and did a lot of praying about it. And it was funny because my Tarleton pitching coach used to coach Jacob Garcia when he played at Northern Colorado. So there was a quick connection there, and I trusted those guys to, point me here, which they did. And then I came on my visit here and really liked it. So then I ended up coming here.
Let's talk about the mental side of this. You've mentioned it a couple of different times, how you've tried to talk yourself through some different things. So give us a little insight into where that approach comes from. Is that you on your own, or you're working with a coach specifically? You're working with a sports psychologist? How important's the mental part been to you this year?
Yeah, I feel like I talk to Coach Riley about this sometimes, that I feel like I have the right amount of ignorance maybe, or just confidence, that I feel like I'm one of the better pitchers in the country, and I feel like that I should believe that. And I always thought that I feel like I thought that I was better than I was. So it's kind of led me to this position in my life. But as a team, we'll do sports psychology meetings with our sports psychologist, Carla. I think her last name might be Zavala. But we all call her Carla. Super sweet lady, and she'll come once a week with the pitchers and meet with us. And so we learn how to basically learn ourselves and what works for us. But yeah, I feel like the majority of things in your life is, if you tell yourself it's going to be a certain way, or something can't happen because of something else, then it won't happen. And that's how it's going to be. And, Paul Skeens came to the Biomechanics Performance Center this fall, and he was like, every big leaguer thinks they're the best pitcher in the big leagues. That's what makes them big leaguers. And so it's kind of cool to hear that, because that's kind of what I've always thought of myself. I always thought I was, better than what I was. And so once I heard him say that, I was like, maybe I am in the right group of people in my life. This is where I need to be. And so we'll talk about things. And that's what's been so cool with the coaches, is they practice and they research enough, and they are doing scouting reports to make sure that you feel confident going into something. So then it takes out all the guesswork and all the wonder of what might happen. It's just you go execute this pitch and your odds are pretty good. So the mental game is something that we are big on, and that, we're working on every day to try to get our guys like as best as we can be mentally and confident in ourselves.
Still, though, you have to kind of step back and shake your head, don't you, when you think you walked on to a junior college team. You were a walk-on on a junior college team. Here you are a few years later pitching for a top 10 team in college baseball as one of the top 4 or 5 guys on the staff with, again, these facilities that are otherworldly, the biomechanics center, the stadium. Do you ever step back and say, how did this happen?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually talked to my my roommate yesterday, and he was like, dude, like, out of all the guys we thought were going to go play and have a chance at a College World Series or still be playing or play pro ball, like, you would have been the last one we would have picked. Because we had guys that were way more talented than I was earlier. But it's like, it's back to what I was saying. It's like, I always felt like when I walked on, I was like, dang, like, I'm better than these guys, even though I'm throwing 84 miles an hour. Like, I deserve to have a scholarship. And then it's like, dang, Tarleton offered me a scholarship, but I feel like all these big schools missed out. And then I entered the portal, and I'm like, dang, all these local schools around me don't want me. They're gonna miss out. And so it's like every step of the way. And then last year, not getting any pro ball opportunities, I just was like, man, all these years I've gotten better and proved people wrong, and they just still aren't hopping on the train. But I mean, it's brought me back here for another year, and we have an opportunity to do something super cool. So it's worked out every step of the way. And so just trying to finish strong and making sure, like, I make myself proud from when I was 18 and when I thought that this is where I should have been playing the whole time, that I make sure I was right.
Reese, you mentioned the biomechanical center. How does that help you? Give us some of the insight into the tweaks that it's made in your performance.
Yeah, absolutely. That I think it's completely changed my entire season from last year to this year, and the possibility of playing pro ball is now possible for me because I worked really hard this fall in there, working on strength and moving my body properly and looking at cameras and making sure the force plate data are right to get myself into a position to throw the baseball harder and do things easier on my arm so I can last longer in the season and do it more often. It's like there's so much that went in, and it was a lot of trial and error too, because not everything works for everybody. But I was in there every day, basically the entire fall, 6 months, 7 months of just adjustments and trying to find what could possibly be the next like improvement for me. And when it comes to pitch grips or pitch shapes, we have now these slow motion cameras that can look at as soon as the ball comes off your hand, like what the issue is. And there's so many different avenues that you can go down for each guy. And it's been so awesome just to have Dr. Simkowitz, Courtney Simkowitz, and both the pitching coaches in there all the time, just making sure that, it's a mix of baseball, but also a mix of improving yourself and improving the way your body moves. And so that's been super cool.
So some big baseball games still left ahead of you guys coming up this week. Big 12 tournament. You'll head here in just, I would assume, a day or so. Give us the schedule and what you're looking forward to as you head to the Big 12 tournament in Arizona this week.
Yeah, I believe we're leaving Wednesday morning, and then we're practicing somewhere Wednesday night, and then we're just going to treat it like a normal road series, get there the day before practice, and then get ready to play on Thursday and take it one game at a time and just try to make the most of it.
Simple as that. Very good. Well, again, congratulations on your season so far and what this team has accomplished, but obviously far from over. Hopefully 3 big tournaments left, Big 12, regional, and a super regional.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Well, we appreciate your time, and again, best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Reese Bassinger there, Mountaineer pitcher, and again, picked up the win on Saturday.
He was great. I mean, how about those numbers I gave you? 9 2/3 scoreless inning streak, right, to back up what you've gotten from the starting pitchers. I mean, again, it's a complicated game, but it's really simple, isn't it? You play great defense like they're doing, and you get tremendous pitching starting and out of the bullpen like West Virginia's got. There's a reason why they're playing blistering hot baseball coming down the stretch right here.
So Reese, a 3.23 ERA, 3 wins. The third he picked up on Saturday, 2 saves along the way, 51 strikeouts and 41 and a third innings. And again, those top 5 on this staff have all just been unbelievable.
Elite. They've been absolutely elite. And by the way, we remain undefeated with tremendous interviews from baseball players.
Yeah.
They're great. That was fun talking to Reese.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. Text line open, 304-TALK-304. That's the number to call. This is the CityNet Statewide Sports Line. We're back to the Health Plan Studios and the text line right after this.
The WVU Heart and Vascular Institute is recognized among the best in the nation for heart surgery. It's earned the highest 3-star rating from the Society of Thoracic Surgeons in 5 major cardiac surgery categories. Also, WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, Camden Clark Medical Center, and Wheeling Hospital receive top star ratings for heart surgery. Learn more about WVU Medicine's Elite Heart Program at wvumedicine.org/heart.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sports Line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Our summery stretch does continue for us on Tuesday with more heat and sunshine. A cold front into Wednesday puts an end to the 90s and kicks off an active stretch with daily shower and thunderstorm potential Wednesday through Sunday. Widespread accumulation in this period in the 1 to 2 inch range. Locally, that 2-inch potential is in the deeper purples toward Clarksburg and Morgantown. So Monday afternoon and evening, a few thunderstorms that may be capable of some damaging winds. That's the risk there. Looking to the East Panhandle. Widespread storms mostly to our west on Tuesday, and then we'll see this across much of the region on Wednesday, once more looking east for any storms that may be capable of doing a little bit of damage. 7 p.m. into the evening here, a few thunderstorms possible, then that fizzles out and will stay pretty quiet for most of the day on Tuesday, eventually looking west for the arrival of some showers and thunderstorms, but for the most part that'll hold off until the morning hours on Wednesday. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. The same cold front coming for us will bring much cooler conditions for Chicago as early as Wednesday. It will be Thursday that you feel the cool down in D.C. and New York, but mid-90s each day if you're in Tampa. Panhandle forecast. Very mild tonight, these lows around 67 to 69 degrees north or closer to daily average highs, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Looking east, where we will similarly stay in mid to upper 60s overnight, but highs here, 96 Charlestown, looking to Petersburg for 95 for your Tuesday. We'll see widespread 60s overnight. Snowshoe, a quote cooler spot with 61 tonight and only 80 on Tuesday. But a lot of us will find ourselves in the 90s. Similarly, Lewisburg, Union near 60 tonight, but those areas will also be flirting with 90 for our Tuesday. 92 Charleston, and we'll see cooler but not cold conditions behind that cold front.
Sportsline for Monday, Health Plan Studios. This is the CityNet Statewide Sports Line. Great visit there with Reese Bassinger, Mountaineer pitcher, talking about the advantages WVU players get from the Bio-Precision Lab. And there's news concerning that today. And this was announced by Bio-Precision. Bio-Precision, LLC, announces that Jake Hendrick, who most recently was head baseball coach at Queen's University in Charlotte, has joined the company, meaning join West Virginia's facility, as vice president of baseball. In this newly created role, Hendrick will lead Bio-Precision's baseball strategy, athlete programming, coach engagement, and national growth efforts. He will work alongside the leadership and sports science teams to help athletes, coaches, and organizations translate advanced biomechanics, performance, analysis, and individualized movement data into practical development plans.
Isn't this interesting? I mean, he was just coaching as of 3 days ago at Queens, which is a Division I. Now he's taking over this job. So now you have, in addition to the science that goes on over there. You're just adding some more baseball people into this. And guys, this is going to be a heck of a recruiting tool as West Virginia moves forward. This isn't just something that's great for WVU players, which it is. Think about it from the recruiting side of things. We mentioned a couple times, you get Paul Skeens down here, Cy Young Award winner, working out because he says they don't have anything like this up there. That's a major leaguer saying they don't have anything like this up there. So Paul Skeens drives down an hour to come use the facility. But wait till it starts going with college players that are going to come here for workouts and for sessions, and high school kids around the country that are going to start coming. And that's all part of the plan that goes into this. I think from a recruiting standpoint, this is going to become a heck of a not so secret weapon because the word's going to get out, but you're going to start to be able to attract some guys from all over this country that normally you wouldn't necessarily get on visits. And they're going to see this, and they're going to see that that's available to you. If you're a player here at West Virginia, this thing is big and only getting bigger. And this was another step in that direction, adding a guy that's heavily involved in the coaching side of things, can speak directly to coaches to recruit, to get some clients / customers / players in here. Really interesting move and something to keep an eye on that is a huge, huge boost to this West Virginia baseball program.
Texter asks, it's been bugging me. What's the other school besides Iowa State that does not play baseball in the Big 12? And that'd be Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah, Colorado and Iowa State do not participate. So those are the two. Iowa State, have they ever had baseball?
Yes. They did, because they did not recruit me coming out of high school because they took Darren Pohar as the shortstop, Coach Hunter. He had played in a bandbox at Ames High School, had 32 home runs his senior year. They took him. Then they dropped the
Little
program.
League field.
Had dropped the program.
So they drop it in the 90s?
It's going. I saw something. 25 years about.
Yeah, a little bit past. I can't totally remember when that was, but yeah, late 90s sounds right. Mid to late 90s. But yeah, they did have it for a long time. Yes.
304 Talk 304. Texter says that was a great interview. Thank you. I agree. The baseball players are they're fun to talk to.
We're undefeated with the WVU baseball guys.
Texter asks, how did the idea of playing the Big 12 tournament in Arizona come about? I get that playing at the Ranger Stadium didn't exactly provide a fan-friendly venue in terms of a smaller space. The TV optics were horrible as the place looked empty, but certainly a ballpark of minor league size could have been found that would have given the fans of all Big 12 teams an equal opportunity in terms of travel.
Well, I think this is one of those, you're throwing a carrot to the West Coast teams, right? You haven't done anything out their way yet, so I think that's what this is you've got a great spot. You've got Major League Baseball spring training that goes on there, so you know the facility is top-notch, and it gives a carrot to the Western schools that have come into this league recently, rather than them having to travel to every single event that takes place would be my take on that.
And that's the hard part of a league that's this far flung, or I guess all leagues anymore. I mean, you can't appease everybody and by giving them something close in terms of proximity.
So does that mean it'll come to the Eastern time zone eventually?
Well,
maybe for a year or two?
It's a good question.
It's been in Omaha and Oklahoma City since West Virginia's been in, and then obviously a run in Arlington. The one thing also you have to take into account is weather. I mean, it was nice in Arlington because it was in a dome. And obviously, you don't expect much weather in Arizona.
In the desert, yeah.
But there were a couple of times when it was in Oklahoma, they had weather issues. There was one time that the big tornado that went through more when it was in Oklahoma City. So
that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So, I mean, you could see Florida would make some sense, right? You've got some spring training facilities there, but you're certainly dealing with the possibility of thunderstorms every day. And listen, these things are so backed up. A little easier with single elimination tournaments. It isn't the pressure that it was with the double elim back in the day, but still, weather's a big concern.
Oklahoma City was a great site.
Neat park.
It was fabulous. The one year right downtown, right near the basketball arena. In fact, where the Mountaineers stayed, I'm sure probably more of the teams, they stayed in the Marriott directly across the street from the basketball arena, and it was within walking distance of the baseball stadium. The one year I did the games in the Big 12, that's where the tournament was, and that was the year of the tornado. Ernie Galuski and I sat on about the 13th or 15th floor of the Marriott and watched that tornado coming. I still have pictures of it. That was crazy.
You goofballs sitting on the 13th floor watching it.
Well, we went downstairs quickly. We got out of the room quickly.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, we watched that thing coming, and then it just destroyed that little town of Moore, Oklahoma. And that's the year the Mountaineer players pitched in and went to Walmart and filled up a couple of busloads of supplies and volunteered a little bit of time. And, the tournament was delayed a couple of days. If memory serves right, I think they pushed it back 2 days. And then there was a concern about, well, this is the least important thing on earth. Should they even play it? And they went ahead and played it. But there was, a lot of goodwill towards those people in Moore, Oklahoma, which was just a very short bus ride from Oklahoma City. And the staging area for all the donated goods was the University of Oklahoma in Norman, which is right there too.
So it's right. I mean, they're suburbs of one another, and all the suburbs of Oklahoma City. Haven't driven down there, but I remember going next fall for a football game in Norman, and when West Virginia played there, and the path was still, I mean, so evident, and the destruction was just incredible.
On that note, 304 Talk 304. We'll take a break, and we'll check the text line, clean some things up when we return. You've heard the buzz about CityNet Fiber expanding across West Virginia. Now you can check your address, choose the plan that fits your needs, and even pick your preferred installation window. Visit citynet.net. Remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
Running a small business means wearing a lot of hats, and dealing with tech problems shouldn't be one of them. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, from networks and computers to backup, security, and day-to-day support. Whether you don't have IT staff or you have a small team that could use extra help, CityNet can take care of the technology or work alongside your team to fill in the gaps. With proactive monitoring, fast local support, and solutions built on CityNet's fiber network, your business stays productive instead of reactive. Call us at 1-844-CityNet to get started.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on MetroNews Television.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Sitting at Statewide Sportsline in the Health Plan Studios. How about the Glenville State softball team winning their regional?
Wow. Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah.
1-2 to get there. They had to come through that loser's bracket, and they were able to, and they stared down UC again for what ended up being, 9 total times those two teams played, and Glenville advanced on to its first ever Super Regional, one step from their College World Series.
And we'll catch up with that story again tomorrow.
Yes, Coach Sarah Schoon will join us again. She was a fantastic interview as well, so thought we might as well help them along and bring her back with some superstition, Coach Hunter. We'll keep talking about the Pioneers.
Head to Kutztown, Pennsylvania for their Super Regional, best of 3 out there or later this week.
Yep, congratulations to them, and we'll have that story tomorrow on the Sportsline. Texter says, speaking of weather, having so many more games in the high school baseball tournament is inviting disaster. Well, everything's expanded and spread out this year. So the softball tournament is going to be 2 separate events because they've expanded to 8 teams per class, keeping the double elimination format. So they'll play 3 games next week with the single and double A teams, 3 days, I should say, and then they'll play 3 days the following week with the triple and the 4A teams. And you're right. I mean, the baseball tournament's expanded like gangbusters. It used to be a 3-day event with 9 games, 2 on Thursday, 4 on Friday,
nice and clean,
3 on Saturday. Now it's spread out over 8 days with 32 games, 4 games a day for 8 days, starting on Saturday, Sunday off, then Monday through Saturday.
And the odds of getting through all that in spring in West Virginia without weather, I mean, it's what you deal with.
We'll see what happens. We'll be there. MetroNews.
Unless you're Iowa, and you just play in the summer in high school baseball.
Well, you get storms then too, Coach Hunter.
Yeah.
That's an outdoor sport. You got to deal with it. Play the games. Let's go.
MetroNews will be there for radio play-by-play coverage of every game from the softball tournaments, and then radio coverage of all the games from the baseball tournaments. We'll have 28 radio games, and then 4 will televise the 4 state championship games from the baseball tournament at Huntington this year. It moves to Huntington, so yet another change with the baseball tournament. Speaking of high school baseball, the final regular season poll is out for high school baseball, WVMetroNews.com, and at least if the people who vote in this poll know anything about what they're talking about, Quad A will be the most competitive field.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
Yes.
G-Dub and Morgantown right there neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. They each have 4 first-place votes. And then Jefferson is in third with 2 first-place votes. And the Eastern Panhandle has been incredibly competitive this year. You've got 4 Eastern Panhandle teams among the top 7. So GW's 1, Morgantown's 2, although they split the first-place votes. Jefferson 3rd, Washington 4, Hurricane 5th, Martinsburg is 6, Spring Mill 7. Then Cabell Midland, Hedgesville, and Huntington rounding out the top 10. The rest of the classes, the number 1 teams in this poll, of course this doesn't mean anything, but they're all unanimous number 1 teams. Bridgeport in AAA getting all 10 first-place votes, followed by St. Albans, Shady Spring, Winfield, and Ripley in the top 5. Ripley really moving up late in the season as the defending AAA state champs. AA, Wheeling Central is a unanimous number 1 with 10 first-place votes, followed by Sissonville, Independence, Frankfort, and Logan in the top 5. And Huntington St. Joe, unanimous number 1 in Single A, followed by East Hardy, Gilmer County, Sherman, and Cameron in the top 5. So you can access the top 10 in all 4 classes at WVMetroNews.com. And the softball regionals, I believe there's either 5 or 6 of the spots that are still to be determined. Joe Bricado went to cover a game. I believe it was Doddridge County and not Doddridge County.
Gilmer County and Man.
Gilmer County and Man is where Joe is today. That's one of the results yet to be determined. But most of the softball regionals are decided, and we know most of the teams that'll be in the 4 classes in the softball tournament.
And baseball kicking in here, regional action this week.
Yes, I believe they started today or maybe tomorrow. But yes, the postseason in softball is winding down. It's just getting started in high school baseball this week. So all of the schedules are at WVMetroNews.com and the results as well. We've got a Game 7 tonight in the NHL. It's the best. The NHL Game 7, in my opinion.
Yeah.
NHL Game 7s are the best with Montreal and Buffalo for the right to move on to play Carolina in the East Finals, who's undefeated. Carolina has 2 series sweeps so far.
We also have a Mountaineer guaranteed to be in the NBA Finals this year, as the Knicks will be squaring off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So either Mike Gansey's Cleveland Cavaliers are in, or Deuce McBride, Coach Hunter, and the Knicks will be advancing on to an NBA Finals.
Knicks have looked unstoppable.
They've looked really good. They've looked really good.
And Deuce has had some great games.
He's had 7 threes the other night for Deuce. And Cleveland finally got it together. They're absolutely destroyed Detroit last night as they advance on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right, so that sets the stage. Again, we'll catch up with the Glenville State softball team coming up tomorrow. Talk about that a little bit as we move closer. We'll have the 2 first-round games in the Big 12 baseball tournament, also Mountaineer golf to talk about tomorrow, round 2. Hopefully the Mountaineers will make a move in round 2, the middle round of that tournament as well.
Kyle, we'll also hear from Ren Baker coming up tomorrow as he meets with the media for his annual spring update.
Let's get your questions in, Coach Hunter.
I'm ready.
You got number 1. You're the leadoff hitter. You're Matt Heinisch. Get up there.
Just like Matt, I'll just take a swing and see what happens.
Yeah, slash one to left field, opposite field base hit. We'll see how that goes. All right, that's the sports line for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're back again tomorrow night.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the MetroNews Radio Network.
All rights reserved.